Welcome back. We're continuing our last episode of Vergence. I'm playing Hrolf, and I am definitely going to be helping everyone from here on out.
We'll see how the dice turn out.
Yep.
Change of heart.
Yep.
Change of
Glad
dice.
to finally have you on our side.
All right. So when we left off, we were in some interesting straits, but everybody was still alive at least. Ananke, you have a moment. You see that big demon had gone past Kith. You were afraid he was going to jump on Kith, but he didn't. Went over toward singed Princess Jelamun. You could try to do something. You'd be able to get up and move around a little bit. You could try to reach out to Kith again.
Yeah, I think that
not roll a failure.
I think that after the last couple attempts of connecting with Kith, she's come to this realization that she's just not strong enough in this particular realm to do what she's trying to accomplish. So maybe Hrolf had the right idea, sort of. I think what I want to do here is use my stone, which is directly connected to my homeworld, where I'm much more powerful. I want to try and open a portal between here and there and use that to connect to Kith rather than trying to connect to him here.
Okay. That's not gonna, if you're not in any super, nobody's threatening you right this moment. And so that's not going to be a die roll. You just need to focus on this thing, and you open up a connection to that spot on the surface. On the serpent. So that's there, and you want to kind of draw power through that to try to make this work.
Yeah, that's my thought. Is she wants to try and channel that homeworld strength, right?
All right. So we could just call that as something that you're doing the fiction. We could call that a setup action.
Yeah, we can just call it something that's in the fiction. That's fine.
That's cool. Okay. So if you just want to make another attempt, that's fine. I'm going to call that risky standard.
Yeah, so I think I want to use opening the portal as the setup action to use that connection. All
right. So that's probably a warp roll as your setup action.
Okay. We've been doing really badly. I need more dice. Can I hear a devil's bargain on this one? I don't know if I have anything off the top of my head here.
So the setup action is going to be controlled standard and would give you either +1 die or +1 effect on the next roll to do something with Kith.
Right.
It is controlled.
Okay.
If you want to take a devil's bargain, I can say that the big demon would take an interest in you.
I might take that for the actual action, not the setup action.
Okay.
I had a much more punishing idea.
Can I get higher than a 3?
No.
No.
Nope.
Worst setup action ever.
It's a good thing you didn't take my worst idea for a devil's bargain, which was that the demon takes an interest in the portal.
Ooh.
Oh. I mean, it'd be okay to have a demon run around my homeworld. You'd probably not like it there, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, if that got rid of him, that would be kind of to your advantage.
I guess that's true.
You're the serpent's problem now. Oh, get that goes home.
I guess I'm connecting with no bonus here, right?
Yeah, so you don't get an effect. So you open up that connection and you reach out to the serpent. You're just not feeling it. There isn't a connection there. It was a controlled roll, so I'm going to say that the smaller demon that Hrolf was tangling with is kind of circling over and heading in toward you.
That's fine.
Not there yet, not jumping on you or anything, but looking down at you and attending to what you're doing.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the devil's bargain anyways and make it interesting, and let's roll again.
Okay. So for that roll, in terms of a devil's bargain, got this connection. I don't want to do something with that. I kind of feel like that would make a cool devil's bargain if we could do something with it.
Demon comes out from the portal.
I'm sorry?
A demon comes out from the portal.
Oh, I don't think there's a demon.
I don't know.
You are.
Ha ha ha.
But let's say that something, as a devil's bargain, something's going to close that connection to the serpent, and it's going to limit your ability to do that particular thing in the near future.
Okay.
All right, not a complete failure.
Upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Technically better. The best kind of better.
So I'm going to say that, since it's a success, the success you get is that you transfer your consciousness into Kith. And the two of you can use your kind of combined psychic power to bust out of whatever is affecting his body. In the meantime, as a consequence, the demon that slashed Hrolf's leg has landed next to you. Hasn't jumped on you, hasn't cut you up, but you're out of your body right now. So Ananke, the body, is just lying there on the ground.
Yay! Yeah, let's take this thing for a test drive. What's going
Okay.
What did it do?
Meanwhile, Valriaut, you are getting a feeling of a psychic sort of knock on the door as something is reaching out to you. At this point, you don't know whether it's friendly or not, but you're getting that feeling.
Okay, so right now, I've got demons that are bearing down on me. I think Agorus is currently talking to our pissant third cousin. Hrolf is beelining for the big black orb.
Like C or
S-lining.
D-lining. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like more like a Q line. It's like sort of like a slow spiral.
Right.
Like moth to a bug zapper.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, like the best I can do to, like, I'm not reaching out for this psychic connection. I'm more trying to get a sense of it. If this were a door, I'd be, cautiously opening the curtains from one side. Is this a thing I might be able to study?
Yeah, it is. So you want to try to get a sense of what's on the other side without completely opening up the door.
Yeah, because if this is a demonic intervention, I'm not into that.
Yeah, so that's not super difficult. I'm going to call that controlled standard. Standard means you'll get a sense of who that is on the other side.
All right, let's see if I roll like I've been rolling for Ananke.
Mm-hmm.
Of course not.
Oh, this one you get a full success, and you see that it is your brother Borin.
Borin. Interesting. All right. Well, I am friends with Borin. I think we're on a good basis. So at this point,
yesterday.
Yeah, I'm backpedaling from a demonic horde. At this point, I'm gathering my power to me, but at the same time, I'm trying to establish this connection with Borin. And
Okay.
I think like
He appears to have a transfer stone that he has attuned to you and is reaching out to you.
Okay. Yeah, I am going to.
There's no effort involved in just allowing that to open up.
Okay. Yeah, I would be more than happy to open the door for Borin.
Okay. And Borin, so this allows psychic communication. Borin says, essentially, "Hello, Valriaut. Do you have a moment?"
I am rather pressed for time right now, Boren. What is it that I may do for you?
Well, there seems to be something that's affecting the orb, and I was wondering if you had any idea what was going on.
Is it perhaps a spreading darkness in the Eye of Agorus?
Not yet. I could imagine it getting worse that way.
Okay. Now, I imagine that there are probably follow-up questions, but I need you to understand very quickly that I do not have time to walk you through the gist of it. We are suffering something of a altercation with a group of demons.
There's something I can do to help.
How is your sword arm, brother?
I can. So you just, you know that he's a noble of Agorus. He has, he's grown up with the standard set of training in fighting arts. He is a cleric of the orb, so he's not specialized as a warrior, but he's got the physical capacity that all of you do, and he's learned to fight.
I'm a
And he's
bolter.
a cleric of the orb, so he has a connection to the orb.
That could be handy in this particular black lightning spewing.
Potentially so, yes.
All right. Yeah, I kind of flick a glance over toward Agorus and then over to Ananke, who has gone like ragdoll limp, and they're sort of like, nah!
You see that she has flopped right down to the ground.
Yeah. At that point, I'm psychically taking Boren's arm and trying to pull him through.
Pull him through. Okay, he steps through. He pulls out. So he steps through, looks around, pulls out, draws a sword that he had on his belt, and says, "What can I help with?"
I am thinking the demons.
Okay. All right. He starts heading toward the demon that is threatening Ananke.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think really I'm trying to redirect him toward the ones that are charging us, because I have a plan for Ananke. Like,
Okay.
you just cover me, my friend.
All right. So he stops and he covers you.
And I am going to get close enough to banish Ananke's physical body.
Oh, interesting. I like it.
Fiendish to where?
This is something we can discuss later.
Yeah, the thing is, he doesn't have great control over that part.
Great.
I'm
Any?
gonna have to spend 100 years walking around as a dragon looking for my body.
It's not that bad.
Hey,
No
and
one
you're not a
You are the dragon. See, it's foolproof.
All right, Ananke, as this is happening, you are saying hello to Kith and kind of getting used to his mind and feeling what it's like to be in the body of a dragon. You feel that there is some kind of magical binding that is, or psychic binding that is limiting his ability to move. You feel like you could attempt to push past it.
Yeah, that's the first thing that's gotta go.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and warp here, I'm thinking, to try and counteract that.
I could see that being warp. Let's see. I think that's probably the most likely thing to do. So you're just trying to get into the power and force this away.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to just make a straight roll? You've got 2 dice to work with. Does anybody have a bond that they can?
I've ticked off all of my stuff.
You've kind of checked it all off. Yep.
Yeah,
All right, well, roll 2 dice.
let's see how it looks.
Not a failure. So
Not a single
nice.
3.
Okay. So you roll a partial success. All right.
Hold on, threes already. See.
You are now in control of the body of a dragon, or you and Kith are sharing control of this. What I'd like to do from a mechanics perspective is I'm going to ask you, while you are in Kith's body, I'm going to ask you to use the same action ratings, but I'm going to ask you to choose 2 action ratings that have a different number of dots in them and switch them in whatever way you think best would help you represent being in the body of a dragon. So you can pick any 2 as long as they have different numbers of dots and make a note of how they're switched.
What are Kith's abilities? What kind of dragon is he?
Right. You can kind of decide if you want. I'm willing to kind of take your thoughts about what he is. He has. You can feel that he has the blood of the serpent flowing through him, and which you recognize. That's how you have this connection with him. Is that you're a shaman of the serpent. You have this, genetic relationship to this, the bloodline of the serpent. He does too. Obviously, he's not human, but he has another bloodline relationship to the serpent. And so even though you're different species, you share a blood bond through the blood of the serpent. He's, he's, as we talked about, he's a sort of a normal dragon-looking dragon. And he has a pair of wings. Anything you want to think about in terms of what he can do that you want to add into that?
Yeah. So I think here that he's actually I think we're gonna go with a really strongly physical dragon. I think he's poisonous.
Okay.
And I'm gonna swap in this case warp for engage.
Okay. That works.
And we're supposed to do one more?
Well, I thought about just switching any 2.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So while you're in Kith's body, your warp abilities are more limited, but you have more fighting ability, which I think makes perfect sense. But you did roll a partial, so let's talk about what that consequence is. I'm going to say that the big demon has finally turned around to look toward you, and is taking an interest in you. You can, so you pop your dragon head up and look around, having broken through this bond that was limiting you, and you see this big demon. You see him cradling the body of Jelamun and looking at you with an angry expression on its face, as far as demons have expressions.
So, for the purpose of being in a dragon's body, how do I treat my harm and stress?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to say, since this is the final session, and I want your character to be able to do stuff, at least by sort of the rule of cool. It's no fun to be a character with no stress and terrible harm in the last session of a game. I'm going to say that the harm that applies to Ananke applies to her physical body, and let's say that we're going to split the difference with your stress. Because Kith has, we're going to say, the equivalent of stress. And so you're regaining half rounded up of stress to play with.
Cool.
Okay. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. All right. Hrolf, you got blasted over to the other side of this place. You see down below you that there is a what looks like a circle inscribed on a sort of raised area that's been created in the stone of the cavern, and it's a circle with looks like complex mystical inscriptions in it, and there is there are several demons sort of around there. The inscription, now that you're close enough to it, it is sort of glowing yellow in in there, and you can't see with your eyes, but you can feel in the power that there is a connection, sort of a flow of energy rising up into this mirror orb.
How many demons are near it?
There are 4 there,
Okay.
but none of them seem to be flying at the moment, so or have big wings or anything. So you're good with that for the moment.
I think it's now that I'm like away from everyone. Now is a good time for me to start going to other worlds and gathering equipment for like or people or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd like to go to a world that's similar, but has like vegetation.
Okay.
And then from there to a world that has like ultimately like explosive vegetation or something like that.
Okay, interesting.
And then just come back and drop them on all the demons. Just like
Incendiary.
an armful of incendiary. Yeah.
So you want to come back with not only go to a world that has explosive vegetation, you want to find vegetation that is explosive here.
Yes.
Grenades.
Because coming back with stuff that doesn't blow up, that blows up in that other place, but doesn't blow up here, wouldn't do you a whole lot of good.
Yeah,
Until
right,
you-
exactly.
Right. So that's going to take you a little bit of time to do that. In terms of walking through a series of transitions, there isn't a world like right one step away,
Yeah.
exactly like that.
Can I use my warp to make that as fast as possible, or like use it to determine how fast that takes?
You can work on that. And you can make a roll to try to basically effect is going to be speed.
Right.
So I'm going to say that's limited effect. We can create a clock. I'm going to call that this is a clock in terms of getting to a place, right?
Right. Travel clock or something.
Yeah. Travel. I'm going to call that 6 segments since it's not super close. And then you can work on filling up that clock with your transfer.
Okay.
It's the Mango Nade Nature Walk.
Say it again.
It's the Mango Nade Nature Walk.
Yep. So I'm going to start that. If I can, I'm going to push to risky standard.
Okay.
Because who knows what else is there, I guess.
All right. So that would fill 3 segments.
Okay. Crit.
And you roll a critical.
Uh-huh. This is what I'm
So
good at.
it's closer than you thought.
Running away.
Yes. Exactly.
First
Hi,
critical.
everyone.
And then you said it.
And let's call that. So that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Feel good at least.
Not there. You are moving as fast as you possibly can, using the power of the storm. The storm is whirling around you as you flick out of this world to another cavern that has just moss here and there around it, and then you're moving along. I assume you're just staying up in the air as you travel.
Yeah.
So you're moving through a series of transitions. You kind of visualize, okay, I can find another place that has more vegetation, and you go to a different place that has these small trees with bulbs on them, but they're not grenade trees, but they're getting closer. And you go through another couple of transitions, and you are in a cavern that's similar to this one. It has a small kind of throbbing orb up in the sky. But the walls around the cavern are covered in these small trees with globular fruit, which if you were to throw that fruit here, it would blow up real good. But you know that this stuff here isn't. It wouldn't. You'd bring it back, and it would be a little poof.
Mm-hmm.
You find something a little closer.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, Valriaut, you let's say Agorus, you have been cross swords with Malak, engaged a little bit. He's a pretty good swordsman, so you didn't take him right down or anything. Are you?
Oh yeah, I just jumped straight to. I'm sorry, Malak. I do not have the time for this. Dispatch him.
All right. He's fighting it out. So he's trying to fight it out with you. So you want to cut him down. So that would most likely be an engage roll. And I'm going to say that is risky standard. Unless you want to do something.
Yeah. I lost track of the clock originally. He only has 2 ticks, right? I don't need to.
Yeah, he's already hurt.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go for the normal roll then.
Okay.
And I've got 3 for engage.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Whoa! Praise.
Failure.
You got all your 3s out of the way. It's good.
All right. So that's risky. I'm just going to say in this fight, he gets a cut. I'm going to call that level 2 harm. He gets a cut to the side of your head. It doesn't, it's not super deep, but it is a nasty bleeding cut. Unless you want to resist. Like the others, you do have some stress to play with.
You can also just save the one, if you've got 1 stress left, I think. You can save that for when you need to do something next, because your next action is gonna...
I've got a bit more. I'll take the slash to the face, though.
Okay. All right, so that means that taking action is going to cost you 1 stress.
Yes.
Which you've not done yet, but if it's physical action that is relevant here.
Right.
All right, so you take that cut. Do you then try to take him down?
Yeah, I'll immediately just return him.
Just repulse. Okay. So that's another risky standard roll.
Ooh, boy. So this is going to cost 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that costs 1 to take that. But it's a partial. I'm going to say that's going to take him out. However, that's a risky, so that's another level 2 consequence. What makes the most sense here? Well, the easy thing would be another level 2 harm. Yeah, I'm not thinking of a better, more interesting consequence, but no, I'm going to say that you take him out and you turn, and there's a demon right, just jumping on you from behind as that happens.
I didn't quite catch that.
You take him out, and there's a demon kind of jumping on you, jumping right on top of you as you take him out. So so you turn, and there's another creature coming right at you. How do you take him out? What exactly do you do to him?
It's not like I'm not like pinned. It's just like a new engagement, kind of.
Yeah. No, you're not pinned or anything.
Right. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have to just do what I'm good at. I'll try to also stab this guy.
Okay. What happened to Malik? You can decide. I
think Malik was probably not extremely important to the kingdom, I imagine. And just being so under the influence, like believing in this dark magic and everything, it's just easier to dispatch him.
Okay.
I think it would have just been like a clean run through, like
Okay.
get him through the
So you're not
chest.
going to do anything messy.
Yeah.
Run him right through the heart. And he just looks at you and says, as he dies, he says, it could have been so different. And then he slides off of your blade. And you turn, and there's a demon right there jumping on you. Ananke, what are you doing? You have control of this dragon.
So is Agorus in the most pressing danger?
You look over there, you see him with another person who I don't know that you would recognize his brother. I don't recall whether you. I mean, he did chat with his brother briefly, but I don't recall you would. So there's another person who seems to be there with a sword protecting him, and there are a couple of demons kind of moving in toward them. There is also this big nasty demon who is looking over toward you.
Okay, well, if there's already one coming towards me, I'll deal with the big dirty.
Right. You do have wings.
Well, that's handy. Yeah, no, I think that the room right now. So, Ananke as Kith kind of just pretty much immediately as she gains control and realizes what she has on her hands here, she's going to basically dead sprint for the big angry one while it looks like it's still trying to decide what to do.
Okay.
I think we're gonna go for like a spray of like venom. I think like we're gonna do like a spit.
Okay. Yeah, so you can come in close enough to take that spit. I'm going to call that risky standard. And you want to do that with engage?
Yep.
Okay. And you roll a 6. Finally!
This is on like the queen one.
Kith is obviously much more prepared for this than Ananke.
Yeah.
100-pound, like battle-tested lizard creature is better than your squishy pink meat suit.
Yeah.
Weird.
All right. Well, he's just a kid, right? But you come in and
Pound kid who can spray.
So I'm going to create a clock for the big demon. Getting it. Oh, right, Ash. Right. So. Standard, so that's 2 ticks. So you spray this creature. You come in for it. So you get so you get up in the air. I'm going to say, tell me if this doesn't sound right. And you're not that far away from this creature. So you should just kind of bound into the air with your wings outspread. You're not an experienced flyer, but Kith is. And it's been a couple of months since he's been in the air. So you just feel how good it is from his perspective to just be flying again. And you spit acid spit venom right at this creature, get one of its eyes, and it just reels back, hissing, and we've lost the trick.
It looked like it.
Yeah. I'm sure they're just awed by what happened. So it's about...
Yeah, it was just too...
That's the best we can roll. We got to go.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's about normal break time anyway. So see everyone soon. We'll be back when everyone's internet is stable.